Happy Saturday. It's finally cooled off here after a little bit of a heat streak. We had a little bit of rain today, so got an indoor craft. And I see I got 4 people here. I hope you guys can hear me because we're doing a slightly larger scale project. I'm not wearing my remote one. I just have one mic set up. And my camera is between me and my laptop, so it's going to be fun. Okay, so one thing did happen. I had ordered, because I thought I would complete my frame or the interior structure that would hang the plants from. I thought chicken wire would be good, but the chicken wire that I had ordered did not show up today. It's supposed to show up at like 4 o'clock. So we'll be detailing this to begin with because it's really hard to paint around hardware. So I say we detail our frames, do any kind of alterations to them that we want, start painting, or at least paint where the hardware is going to be so that's nice and dry, and then we will put the hardware in place. You don't want to paint over your hardware, you know, or try and paint around it. Hello, Tammy. Did you find a frame that was suitable for you? I did not, so I had to make one last minute, which was super fun. It's very muggy in here, though. I'm gonna drink my water. Okay. So if you're looking at my frame, 24 by 30. Yeah. So my house is, and I'm pretty sure I've told you guys this before, but it was built in 1931. So all the rooms are very small and kind of narrow. So the frames that I was finding thrifted were more squares. And then they wanted an obscene amount of money, and they were very heavy. And I have lath and plaster walls, so you know, that was a bit touchy. So I just built this really lightweight out of leftover wood, gave it some little creepy details. And my plan is to run the chicken wire along the top or bottom of these little blocks that I had put along the side for the side supports. So if you are using a regular frame, though, how you're going to do that is with eye hooks. I think is probably the best idea. Or you can staple the wire down and bend it back on itself so it's nice and secure. But I would say eye hooks placed at even intervals, both on the horizontal or lengthwise and widthwise. And then just run wire back and forth. I think that's probably the best option. And then I would definitely weave the wire in and out, like over and under your like support ones. Otherwise they would start sagging. Oh, I made the entire darn thing. Gosh. Yeah, I very quickly sculpted something out of using polymer. So I kind of made this owl that has kind of like a bloom blossoms kind of vibe to it. It's not perfect, but it's got enough detail on it to kind of make it interesting. I'm probably going to paint it the color of my trim. I thought about painting it the color of the room, but you know, if I got sick of the color of the room, then I'd be repainting it. And then, so I think what I'm going to start out doing right now is these corners. I wanted to put like sunflower decorations. Let me hit the other camera. There's some more details I wanted to put on it, but I mean, I'm not going to go crazy because this is going to be hanging like above your head. So you're not going to see it too much. But it does have this kind of cool arch. So I thought if I had plants, you know, we could make kind of an arch. Because it's going to go over a sofa in my parlor. So what I've got is this corner here. And I thought about putting kind of like blossom flower details there. So I made this box, which is at 90-degree angles, obviously the corners. And I was thinking I might make 2 sunflowers and I'll run downstairs and cook those. And while those are cooking, we can start painting other stuff and getting the hardware on after that. And maybe, just maybe, Amazon will deliver my chicken wire. Otherwise, I will be redoing this thing. I did buy regular colored chicken wire. The chicken wire I bought is like a brass chicken wire, so it's kind of fancy looking. But I did buy a backup chicken wire that's, you know, the galvanized steel kind. And I just basically made, to make the frame, it's super simple. And if you guys wanted me to write out some instructions on how to do this, honestly, this took me about an hour to make. It was really not hard at all. So I just took a piece of cardboard. It's kind of why things got a little wonky when I was cutting it. It was really fat cardboard, and I just cut it out with scissors, so it wasn't very precise. But I took a long piece of cardboard that I had. I folded it in half, and then I did a pattern on one side and fold it back on the uncut side, traced it out, and then cut it. And then I cut out 2 pieces of wood, thin composite wood, plywood, if you will. And then I cut them out with a jigsaw. And then I just had these 1x1s and some extra stuff I built the sides on. As you can see, what's holding it and making it kind of structurally sound is in the corners. I put these little, I don't know if you can see it. These corners is where they tap together. I put wood glue and used my pneumatic nailer, finish nailer. And then, of course, you know, things start shifting side to side. So I put these little supports in the middle. It really took no time at all. I had a jigsaw and a table saw and my circular saw. Although you could use a table saw and a jigsaw if you want. So let's make a little bit of some blossoms or something. Just add a couple details. I'm not going to do the backside or worry about doing the backside right now with these sculptural details because it's facing the wall pretty closely. If I ever decide to move it out of where it's going to go, I could do the backside, but I'm not worried about it. I've got like 3 stained glass projects all in the works at the same time, and I keep stepping on shards of glass right now. So I want to get those done this weekend. And I got my computer back, guys. Hopefully, you know, fingers crossed that it's actually working now. All right, let me get some clay. I'm just using the original recipe, if you will, of Sculpey. It's polymer clay. This one's a little mushier. And I learned my lesson. Just went ahead and I sprung for the little pasta grinder. So I don't have to hurt my hands anymore. Hello, Tammy. How's your boiling going? And I just got this thing because it's to work with polymer clay, you kind of need to have it nice and mushy and warm. And once you run it through this thing one time, it's pretty much squished to consistency. So I'm only going to make 2 flowers, and then I might make some little accents along the way that go up the arch of this. But I don't know. That's a lot of sculpting for us to do. We got lots to do on this. Did you guys find hardware that you think works for your specific idea? All right. Let me get a chair. Keep feeling glass in my pants. Okay. And I can squeeze in here without hitting my camera. Okay. So let's start out by making some petals. I had utility knife. So I really like the sculpting tools for, what do you call it? Sculpting tools for, oh my goodness, the cake stuff. Fondant. Fondant, however you want to say it. I am making some blossoms to go on the corners of the frame. Just another little element. But I obviously can't fit this whole thing into the oven. So I'm going to dash downstairs once I'm done sculpting these and put the box in the oven. I thought about finishing this part last night, but Then I was like, okay, well, I would just be painting and assembling my frame. So I thought, maybe we should just do a little bit of stuff together. Oh, you know what? I guess I should have probably preheated my oven. It's all right. Maybe I should just leave it like that and then poke little dots to make it look like the center. I'll put like a flat circle on there. That way nothing's hanging down and getting in my way or breaking off. Because I want it to be sitting on the wood while I work on this stuff. And let's see, get a little pokey tool. And some people are probably like, oh, I'm not really good at sculpting or anything. Really, I mean, if you're going to be painting something monochromatically, though, like I'm just going to be painting this pretty much brown with maybe a little bit of dry brushing on top to bring out the shapes. You just need to show a little bit of detail, something to break up the frame. You can add whatever you want to it. It doesn't even have to look like a professional sculpt job. one. My internet died, I guess. Check on that. Tammy, did you post Instagram of your, you always have Instagram posts of your pre craft along setup? Didn't get to see what you were going to be working on. What do you guys think of Hiss and Scratch's patch that's coming along, I think, pretty nicely? They should be sending it to me, hopefully, by Sarween. Well, that's kind of all right. I don't know how to put this. Like, I don't want people feeling bad if they don't get, like, patches. I just hope that it helps maybe motivate people for, you know, extra stuff. You know, this is what you guys get with your subscription, you know? Extra swag and things. Trying to keep it interesting. I I hope no one feels bitter or angry about it. Good. Motivated. Sometimes I feel like, oh no, I hope, you know, like I said, I don't want people to get angry. Hiss and Scratch is killing it though. Part of that's me and my fault. I haven't been advertising so more people might get sorted into the other houses. But I'm going to tell you, there are not more Hiss and Scratch than there are other groups. The other guilds have just as many people. Lycanholds is a little skimpy. It's, if anyone's got less, it would be Lycanhold. You just have some serious crafters in Hiss and Scratch. But you guys do too. Flittermouse has some serious crafting. And then do not forget Spindlebow. Like, they came out of nowhere last year. The pumpkin pear, freaking crafting. And don't forget, if you are in the academy tier and you're working on the group project, your suggestions and the work that you put in there as far as you know, research and participation with that, you're actually getting points for that as well. So that's an easy way to make points. Obviously, just don't vomit any idea out there. It needs to be applicable to what's going on. But that's one thing. The easy participation. And then, of course, you know, our top secret project that's going on with the society. Getting points for that as well. Oh, I can't remember what side of this thing I used. It was the big side. Maybe not. I think it was a small side. Oh yeah, it's hard. I can't really imagine you angry, Tammy. I feel like you're the aunt or whatever from Practical Magic. Okay. Got two little things that I hope will go onto the corner easily. I am going to let you guys listen to some music, and I'm going to run downstairs real quick and throw this in the oven. And then when I come back up, I will probably start painting. And then we'll get going from there. Okay, so give me just a minute. I can't remember how much you're supposed to. Oh no, I'm stuck. Okay, I'm out safely. Scopy. What's the temperature? I can't remember. I think it's 250. 275, 15 minutes per quarter inch. I'll be back. Alright, I am back. Get this chair out of the way. Start painting. I've probably said this before, but my favorite brand of paint is Behr from Home Depot. I'm using the Marquee paint. It's really good because you don't have to put down a primer. Really good coverage. This is like the exact same color of the mat that it's sitting on. Is this a project that you guys have thought about doing? Do any of you dry flowers and herbs and stuff? I've been out of practice with it, but I'm really feeling the itch to get some self-sustainability going on as far as food sources go. And we do have, I think, I don't know, I was thinking next month. I don't know how you guys feel about this, because the project is going to require a little bit of an obscure item. I was going to make, I've kind of got these retro TV trays, a TV tray set. And it's got like a little holder. But the actual TV tray part where you would put your plates on is kind of a particle board, and they're trashed or kind of grimy. So I was going to replace that particle board with a resin, I guess we'll call it a tray, like a resin tray that has flower petals in it, like a floral arrangement inside resin. I don't know if that would make a better um, filmed project, or if that is like a resin project for craft along. Resin takes a long time, so maybe it's not a good craft along. I mean, I guess we could do everything up to the pouring, and then I don't know. I think that's a video. I'm probably going to take a darker brown and do kind of like an interior little chunk there. Oh, I gotta make sure I don't touch my microphone with the paint. Let's turn to the big camera. Yes, I love it when you buy a cheap brush and it sheds bristles into your paint. Love it. And just for a future notice, it would be better for me to not paint where I'm going to be gluing those blossoms onto the corners. It'd be better for me not to paint over that, because the wood is got a lot more stick to it. So it would adhere better. You usually don't want to put adhesive type stuff on top of paint. Usually I'm going to paint last, but whatever. No one should be touching this thing. Ooh, I had a really cool idea for this. I want to make like little worms, like S-hooks, but turn them into like earthworms. So you don't have to tie things, you just use the hook. That'll be another day. Another day, another project. So I'm not a huge fan of Hobby Lobbies, you know, just as an employer. But man, they always have the art supplies I need. So I was in there today and they had fall stuff up and I was just instantly happy. Such a sucker for the fall. I don't know what started that. You know, what do you think started your love for the fall? Just the beginning of the holidays season? I like the weather. I like all the activities. Is it because like fall kind of brings out our inner children? It's kind of like the one time of the year your parents let you run amok. Um, Wolf Tot was watching a cartoon, and I think it was that Ryan kid who like reviewed, like he kind of got famous off of reviewing toys. Well, since he's a little older, they do kind of a different shtick now. It's more like science projects and stuff like that. But they had like a Thanksgiving episode, and they were going around the family like, "Oh, Ryan, what are you thankful for?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm thankful for being born," and stuff. And everyone around they go, "Esme, what are you thankful for?" Wolf thought, "What are you thankful for?" And she goes, "Halloween." Unprompted, this child is hilarious. What are you thankful for? Halloween. Like, you know what? There are a lot of people like that. She's starting to get to the age where she's like picking out. She's like picking out my costume. So she's like, "You're gonna be what did she say? I was gonna be. I think it was a mermaid or something like that." Does anyone else take off work? Like have a planned vacation day for Halloween? I do. I don't take very many vacation days, but October is like when I take all of them. Let's see. I kind of like that it's just got a little bit of raised detail. So I was like, oh, I should paint it all very specifically like an owl or something. Now I kind of just like this, looking like a carved detail. Speaking of carving, um, I had forgotten that I had started more flower presses. I was down in my basement and I was like, oh yeah, I forgot that I was making a lot of them. I thought, I could give these away as prizes. Not to mention I have the flower press video still going on. Finally filmed Wolf Tot. She was less than helpful. It was she loves acting and stuff, but she doesn't like doing it when you tell her to, that's for sure. Dang, yeah, good. One of my coworkers was trying to work out her schedule with mine because we have to cover each other's desks if someone's like gone. She was like, "Oh, you don't want to take any time off in December?" I'm like, "Not really, because they give us time off." I'm not a huge fan of New Year's Eve. I don't know if you guys are. Like Halloween is my New Year's Eve. Little bits are always a pain to coat. Okay, should go a little faster now that I've got that covered. Let's make sure. Next side. So I saw a TikTok that someone was saying there's like a lot of cool series coming out. I saw there's like a Jason series, like horror movie Jason. Um, Was it Welcome to Derry? That I'm excited for. I think there was one more. I couldn't remember what it was, but there's another super pop. Oh, Aliens. Yeah, Aliens, a sci-fi movie that is coming out. I'm like, what the heck? Yes. So if you haven't been watching the show From, if you were someone who was super into Lost, this very much reminds me of Lost. It's probably the same producers, maybe. Or director, some kind of screenplay writer. Something seems very familiar about it. Not that you'll ever understand what's going on in the story. I'm still trying to figure out what the heck's going on. The one downside to this paint is obviously it is very thick. So it doesn't get into the nooks and crannies as easily. Oh, is my package here? Let me check. I must not have great internet up here because the phone is stalling out. It says out for delivery, but it doesn't say when. Okay. Just keep on working. Well, I'm sorry. I didn't realize that my silicone mat was going to be the exact same color that I'm painting this thing in. So if you start to not be able to see what I'm doing, please let me know. I will. It's like exactly spot on. That's funny. I'm actually pretty excited about this. I honestly was foreseeing a lot of issues trying to make this frame, but sometimes I surprise myself. My woodworking skills are not bad at all. I'm gonna have to go check on my stuff in the oven here quick. Don't want to burn it. After I get this underside painted, I will go check on my stuff in the oven. The only problem about From is you might not have a subscription to whatever it is it's flying. I think it's MGM Plus. I think, but I believe there's still ways to see it. I'm not sure. I don't know what that means. Like, can you still watch stuff on TV? Does it air on TV ever? Or anyone know the answer to that? All right, I'm gonna go check on my stuff in the oven. I'll be right back. Okay, they are done. Let me try these out. As you can see, I got kind of a little decorative corner there. I'm going to go ahead and use some glue, wherever that is. Put that on there so it can start drying. Or, because that's going to take a while actually, so I'm going to hold off on putting those on to the very end. Give them a little time to cool off. Is anyone keeping their frame the color that they bought it at, or is anyone redoing it? I guess I could have stained this, but stain smells so bad, and it would be stinking up my entire craft room because there's not great ventilation up here. I do have two tiny little windows, but I never know which bugs are going to come in through them, so I don't use them very often. Probably those stupid beetles that I hate so much. I'm painting this like a total dork, just all over the place. No system or rhyme or reason as to where I'm going with the paint, just all over. I mean, for the most part, probably most of the thrifted frames that people got have a nice kind of patina on them or a gold leafing. So I imagine that. I mean, technically, oh, you know what? I do have some gold paint here, but you do have to put an undercoat on it. So maybe I will dust this with some paint, gold paint. What do you guys think? That would go with everything. I could do that. I mean, I am trying to put gold. Whatever you call it, chicken wire. The room it's going in is kind of Louis the 14th. Or whichever Louis that everyone didn't hate. The Sun King. Actually, I think that's the 12th, right? The 14th was the one that got like beheaded, right? I can't remember. My French history is clearly not up to date or far. Tammy, are you going to be doing another big Halloween display? Is the pirate theme your every year theme? That's what I want. Something that's up every year. Predictably, the same thing like my fireplace display is. Turn this over, hopefully without breaking any of the things. I think I'll probably just coat this in brown and then kind of hang it and see how I feel about it. And then if I feel like it needs to be gold, I'll go back and paint detailed in gold. So I kind of figured that 10 inches from my ceiling is where I want this to hang. So after I get done painting this, I'm going to start putting hardware and stuff on. Because I don't want it to be in my way, obviously. I thought about hanging it in my kitchen, but then my kitchen is a lot brighter than my parlor, and you're kind of supposed to dry plants out slowly. So I know at least with gourds, you're supposed to do it in a dark, cool room. Anyone else have any suggestions? Does it matter? I would probably, you spent so much time on that last year. I'd probably stick with it, Tammy. Just stick with it for at least another year. Maybe alternate every, 2 years or something. My goal is to have a theme where I can just change out or remove a couple things and it'll work for like Christmas. So I was thinking kind of a Hansel and Gretel type theme. Because you got like the candy and like Halloween and witch. Then that kind of also could be a creepy Christmas theme for the outside, I mean. I wanted to have like a witch by a cauldron and she's like summoning yetis out of the cauldron and they're chasing down toy soldiers. Something like that. Fun. Alright. Not doing too bad. It's taking a minute. Honestly, this is why sometimes I love spray paint. So much faster. It you don't see any strokes. Hopefully I didn't pop any of this off. This, I think this is also the paint that I used on the time capsule. Gosh, that project. Oh, goodness. Move this camera so I can paint on the other side. Okay, let's see. Missing a spot. How awesome would it be if they actually brought Amazon package. Hopefully the Prince of Darkness will let me know when they're here. Excuse me. Alright, let me switch this around. Paint job's taking forever. What are some unique design issues that you guys have in your home? Like I said, mine's mostly dimensions and a lack of like built-ins because the rooms aren't very big. Furniture, especially modern furniture mostly, is kind of a nightmare to find that will fit in a space that's not too overwhelming for the room. Chicken wire is a pita to cut. Oh yeah, at the multiple openings thing too. Like I have archways, which I love, but they're pretty massive. So they're like wide, super wide. So my dining room feels more open than the rest of the house, which isn't bad, but it does make for putting a table in there. Well, no matter what I do, the table ends up being in the walking space. So you come to my house, clearly the dinner table is going to look like a major focal point. I think, you know, I don't know what time period it was. I think probably the 2000s, 90s, like late 90s, 2000s, the open floor plan kind of really hit big. And like a lot of the homes and stuff went that way. But I have to tell you, like, I'm not a huge fan of open floor plans. I like my little cubby holes in each space having its own little feeling and purpose. So I'm not really an open floor plan kind of gal unless you want to put me in like a castle or something. But yeah, I'll make it work. Okay, let's get this dang paint job done. It's taking a hot minute. We can always continue later. What time is it? 3:25. That's not really too bad. Okay. So anything that's getting the hardware, let me finish that up. I thought the cop car was part of the song. Nope, just neighbors up to no good. Okay. Are we close to done yet? Okay. Almost there. I missed this side. I will. One of my least favorite things to do is paint furniture. So these folks that are out here like flipping, you know, thrifted items and painting it, sanding and painting again. You guys, more power to them, I guess. I personally wouldn't paint over an antique. I'd sand and restain if I had to, but it takes a lot of patience to paint furniture. Patience I do not have. There's obviously some thrifted items that you buy that are just so far gone that like painting them is, or it's not even like wood, like a veneer. Veneer can be expensive to replace, so paint away. My entire craft room is full of furniture and stuff from IKEA, which looking at it you wouldn't think so because I took the time to paint and seal everything to look like, make it look old, like parquet or wood inlay pieces and stuff. I am not, I don't got that money. Okay, I'm gonna call the painting done for now. Definitely have to go back and do some touch up. So since I know my chicken wire is going to be here in a reasonable time, I don't think I'm going to string wire. You guys see my microphone? Sorry, it's kind of in your view. Let me put this back so you guys can see what I'm doing. Okay, let's see. Now, I think first let's work on the hanging hardware. Am I just stalling? I think I'm just stalling. I want my hardware or my chicken wire. Says out for delivery. Let me check one more time. So my plan, if you guys can see in the webcam that I've got set up, I'm going to be stapling, I think, to the underside of these blocks. So I'll flip it over and I'll lay it down so it'll kind of have this arch to it. You're using chicken wire too? Yeah, I thought it would just be the easiest, but like I said, people could definitely weave wire if they had to, or they didn't like the chicken wire vibe. Me personally, I thought it was the easiest. Let's see. It's not showing me where my chicken wire is on the stops. Is it close even? Usually it'll tell you where it is on the stops, but no. It says anywhere 4:15 to 7:15 p.m. So I guess I'm out of luck. So what I'm going to do is install the hanging hardware. And for that, I actually got some picture wire. Put it back on the main. And I'm just going to make little loops at the end. Of course. Get it knotted up. Yay. Okay. So I need to measure it out into 10 inches because I want mine to hang 10 inches. So I'm going to thread it around one side of an eye hook. Or a picture hanger piece. Let me see what these are like. I've got two separate types. I've got the eye hooks, which I was like, okay, if I have to, I can string the wire. But since it is going to be here today, I'm going to not do the wire. But Then I've got these picture hangers, which I think I'm going to use. Scissors out. All right, is anyone else bad at taking your supposed to be only sewing shears and using them for everything? I feel like every year that's what I need in my stocking is just a bunch of pair of scissors. I am so bad at it. I'm like, no, I'm not this year. I'm not going to use these good scissors for anything other than cutting fabric. Wrong. I definitely don't do that. Okay, these little boogers are vacuumed in here. Okay, so let's put this down a little bit. I think I'm going to, I like these because it's got like a little step. Where did I put my screwdriver? Oh wait, it's on the other side of the room. Okay, 1 second. Yeah, I actually have kitchen shears for everything too. It's kind of what I use when I'm downstairs. Let's see if I can get you guys a little closer to see what I'm doing. Probably not. I don't know who did this packaging, but it is sick here. I keep hearing the Prince of Darkness downstairs barking away, and I keep thinking, the Amazon driver's here. Okay. Screw this in. Oh, I hope this isn't going to be a bugger. Yep, it is. I unfortunately have a block in the way. Oh, let's go to a top view. Oh, I'm not going to be able to get it that way. Come on. Not fair. I guess it is fair. I didn't think about the hardware. Come on. Good. And I need it to hang this way specifically because of the way it's going to pull. Probably should have drilled a starter hole or something would help. Okay, here we go. Never mind, I lied. Doesn't help that I can't get my head down there for filming purposes. I might have to do an eye hook just because I can't get my head in there. I just dropped this stupid thing. Where'd it go? Shoot it off the table. Of course I did. Somewhere on the floor. Alright, let's just use the eye hook then. This hardwood is going to probably require me to get my drill real quick. So I'll be right back. Well, it's kind of unfortunate. I dropped one of the screws on the ground. And I cannot find it now. We'll have to just do 3 and then I'll get to the last one later. I found a smaller screwdriver, so this might help. Maybe not. Alright, I'm getting the drill. All right, when in doubt, just drill. All right, hopefully that fixed the problem. Although I had to go in at an angle. All right, that worked. All right, next. Golly. Flip this thing around. One of these days, I'll be able to put my head in front of my work as I'm working. There we go. Okay, so since I am missing one of my screws, it went onto the floor. I'm only going to have 3 done. I got to find where it went. Okay. word. All right, I'm not doing it right now. We got at least one in. I need to be able to put my head in front of my work. So, okay, let's get this one tightened down a little bit. Okay. Now let's measure out 10 inches of wire. Kind of tie it in a bit of a knot. Get your wire cutters, pliers. Wrap this around so it doesn't poke you. And I got some wooden beads because I didn't want to show just my wire. And I'll have to paint them later, but show. None of my tools are doing so hot today. Why? Okay. Just going to string on these beads because I thought it'd be kind of a cool decorative element. They're kind of in varying sizes, so I gotta see which ones are which. I think I'll alternate. I think I might spray paint these like a metallic gold. I haven't decided yet. Just trying to get it all strung together here. I don't know about you guys, if you ever painted around objects, it's kind of an irritating experience. So let me tie this off. Ah, stuck on my glove. Woo! Okay, so I got the hoop for which to hang at the end. It'll go on a hook that'll be in my ceiling. And I really don't think my chicken wire is going to get here on time. But let's see where we're at now. I think I'm going to show you guys. And I think the most secure way would be to hang it from four corners rather than having it gather at the top. I feel like you might get some swinging or it might sit off kilter, if you gather it to a center point. But this is what we got right now. I think that'll look nice. Let's see. Hopefully you guys don't have to see me actually put the chicken wire on there. I really don't want to put my backup chicken wire on there and then have to take it off. Do you think you guys can figure it out, or do you want me to see it? Or do you want to see it? Kind of nervous that if I do that, it's gonna give me problems. So I'll have to do that for all four corners. I'm gonna put this little glue the blossom down now. And I'm gonna put a piece of tape on that so it holds it in place. Wanting to move around. So put a piece of tape. It'll hold it down. I'm striking out today. FedEx betrayed me. It's alright. We'll get that tape down. I think that looks fun. What do you guys think? And that'll get painted brown here in a minute. Just want to make sure the glue stays on there. Get some of these tools out of the way. I'm a bit sad that I lost that screw. Put the other hardware on there later. Oops, where's my cap? I'm losing my mind here. Okay, put that on. Let's move this down. Get all the stuff out of the way. Unscrew. I thought I just saw it. Nope, it's a drill bit. This side. Tape. Just had to. Where'd you go? I'm gonna look one more time on the floor for this stinking. I found it! Yay! Okay. But now I have those little flowers on, so I can't do it. Of course. Alright. Okay, so I'm kind of at an impasse here. I need my chicken wire from FedEx. So, I don't know if you guys want me to film myself stapling things, but essentially I'm just going to be stretching it across the middle frame and stapling it to the bottom side of these little blocks that I have. How do you guys feel about ending it here? You okay with that? And I need to be able to get at the right angle to put the rest of the hardware in, because this is not, I don't want to ruin it. So, things are gluing down. I'll get this stuff finished and then I will hang it up and then I'll post you guys a picture. Hopefully my chicken wire gets here soon. It makes me kind of bummed out. Yeah, I think I'm gonna, I don't wanna, I gotta let these little sunflower medallions that I put on the ends cure, and then I need to hang that hardware once those are cured. But I think you guys pretty much got the gist of it. And we just had fun working on it together. So these little edges that I made with the wood blocks, that's just mimicking what you guys have on your photo frames, the part that holds the glass into the frame. That's what you're going to be stapling to, or putting your eye hooks. These are called eye hooks. That'll be what you're running your wire through. Okay, sorry you didn't get to see me do all the parts, but I got a little flustered there because my chicken wire is not here. And I don't want to staple down the backup chicken wire because it's going to, my stuff that I ordered is going to be here today, and I would hate to have to undo it all and then something happens. in the process of undoing it. So I will show you guys what it looks like when it's all hung and pretty and it's got flowers hanging from it and it's done painted. But I hope you guys got some good ideas, got some stuff done, and I look forward to showing you what this looks like when it's done. Yeah, I should have it done today. I just need to get things glued and then the hardware. It's hard for me to film and put the hardware in. Gotta be at the right angle, but I'll get it done. And the correct chicken wire will be here. I guess I could show you the chicken wire I have. One second. Okay, so this is the chicken wire that I got from Michael's Craft Store. It's in the floral section, and as you can see, it's just the right width. Get my wire cutters out. It's wrapped in wire. I bought some new wire cutters for this craft along. They're kind of crummy. And I do suggest, if it comes on a tight roll, laying it flat and smashing it down with like between two, planks of wood if you need it to get, because you want it to be as flat as possible. Let me put this glue away before I make a mistake there. Just roll it out. Chicken wire was cheap. Like I went to the hardware store, I thinking it was going to be probably cheaper than at a craft store, and it came in massive rolls, and the actual little chicken holes, the little honeycomb shapes were pretty big actually, and it was kind of expensive. It was like $35 for a roll, and I would have had to cut, the entire roll down to size. Okay, this has got a wire wrapped through it. Get that out. I'm poking myself in the face. There we go. Of course not. Oh, I'm going to take these flowers off, right? I'm going to have a glue mess, but squeeze my glue off real quick. Because I have to flip it over. I'm just flattening this thing out. I will say, I think you have more control over doing woven wire, but this I feel like is a little faster. Alright, and then you'll just lay it down in here. And it looks like I need to cut in. Let me get my good wire cutters. I just had them yesterday. Okay, I guess I don't know where those are. Just find the best place to start snipping. I gotta take about a ½ inch off of each side. These aren't too bad if you get it exactly in the right spot. Pliers, I mean. So I guess I will just, because I feel bad for those folks who don't know how to do these things. I should definitely demonstrate at least. Get my stapler. All right. So I'm going to say probably start in the middle. A good place to do it. Snug it up against the side there. And then just tack it down. It's a complete mess. Once again, not working over my work. Oh, this is exactly what I didn't want to happen. One. And I would do it in the middle. And then just flatten and straighten it out and go down. Go down the line. And then when you get to this side, figure how much you need to for it to be taut. And then just staple it on down the line. And now you've got something to tie your plants to. You could use little S-hooks if you want. I bought some of those to show. If you don't want to tie stuff to it, maybe hard to get your fingers in there or whatever. Use little S-hooks. Now you just got something to hang your stuff by. But that's essentially it. Just make sure it's nice and taut. And like I said, I don't want to staple it too many times because I will be getting my gold colored chicken wire here in like the next 2 hours according to Amazon. So, and then it'll get hung. So I'll show you guys here hopefully in the next 2-3 hours what it looks like. I like that mine has like a little bit of a arch to it. So, all right, I will wrap it up there because like I said, I hate it where I have to compromise on projects because, you know, shipping and all of that. And I don't want to have to redo it. So I'll get the gold chicken wire that I got and I will put it down here. You could obviously get regular chicken wire if you can't find a place to order it and just spray paint it. Works just as fine. It shouldn't come off too much because it's not carrying a heavy load and people won't be touching it a lot. So feel free to spray paint it whatever color you want if you use chicken wire. Remember, if you're doing eye hooks and then you're weaving wire, because maybe you want something with a little bit bigger spaces in between for whatever reason, remember to go over and under. So weave the wire so it doesn't sag. And that's about it. Make sure your ceiling has it's nice and secure into your ceiling. So use drywall screws, lag screws, things like that. So thank you guys for crafting. I tried to keep this one a little shorter because historically mine go on forever. So I tried doing as much off camera as I could. But I'll show you guys what this looks like. I'll get these beads painted. Maybe I'm going to stain them. I haven't quite figured out what I'm going to do with those yet. But look forward to showing you guys. Make sure you post anything you've done for points. Obviously, Hiss and Scratch is getting their patches, so it's time to take them down, unseat them from the championship throne. Yeah, we've got group project for the Academy of Crafts coming up next week. Make sure you're working on the themes or finding things for the themes. You get points for that too. And then we got haunted brunch. I have my computer back, so we'll be able to kind of get a little more progress on the secret project. So yeah, I hope you guys had fun. I hope this gave you some ideas. I look forward to seeing what you guys all came up with. So thank you. Yeah, I'll be finishing it tonight. Thank you. Let's take a look at it one more time in the front. Yeah, should be good. Have a happy Saturday.